sometimes God in life will take something from you just to give you even more. See, God gave you a gift. God gave you something special that only you have. And it's your job to work hard and to make sure you study. Make sure you analyze. Make sure you strive to bring forth a high level of energy and a high vibrational version of you. Because God know the truth of who you are. God know that you're born and you're made for wealth. Don't settle for crumbs. Don't settle for peanuts. Don't settle for a lack of money. Don't settle for a lack mindset. You have to know that God made you wealthy. You have to know that God made you rich. See, a scientific study shows that the most happiest people are the most grateful people. So, what does that mean? That means that you're born to be grateful. You're born to know that you have so much more than many people. See, the small things are the big things. You may feel like, man, why me, God, out of all people? God gonna say, why not you? Why not you out of all people? If you one of my most strongest soldiers, one of my most intelligent, you have to understand this. God gave you the mental strength to go through everything that you thought that you could never go through. There's so many different situations that you didn't overcame in the past that you ain't know how you was gonna have the strength to go through it. See, God knows there's a strength within you that you haven't seen yet. So who are you to say that this situation is too much on your spirit? It's no situation that's bigger than you. It's no situation that's bigger than you. I'm going to say it again. It's not one situation that God put you through that's bigger than the spirit, the soul, the invisible source, the invisible love. Because you have to know we made with love. And what God say? Anyone who knows love knows God. And anyone who knows God shall always be protected and shielded with God. God is always walking with you. See, it's not about whether or not you have the confidence enough to pursue your dreams. It's all about, do you have the confidence in God enough to pursue your dreams? Because God will take something away from you. God will make things seem like it's finna go left before it go right. But do you lose faith when God tests you? Because you have to know, is God testing God through you? Because everything is about a mission, about a purpose. What's your purpose? What's going to be different because you walk the planet? What's going to be different because you walk the earth? See, God wants you to bring forth your vision. See, your vision is your vision because it's only meant for your eyes. That's why it's your vision. It's not about other people's standards. It's not about society standards. It's not about striving to do things the way in which everybody has done it. You have to understand that you have something magnificent. You have something great. You have something genius within you that this planet has never seen before. So what's going to be different because you walked into the room? You owe your vision to the world. You owe your thought process to the world. Huh? What is that?
Down the street.
It blew down the street?
Yeah. I don't know how I got out the gate.
Oh, yeah? I was about to say, I'm finna go outside.
I brought it in.
That's God. See, my ball, I had a ball, it was out front. And you know one of them balls, exercise balls? And I leave it outside overnight. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, some told me to move it before I went to the store. And then when I came back from the store, the ball was gone. Now my wife just come back and tell me that it was down the block. So you know what that means? That's the power of God.
I sure seen it. I'm like, man, if I wouldn't have looked down the street, I wouldn't have seen it because it was right there in front of that silver car. All the way down there. And I'm like, how the hell did it get down there?
Right.
Yeah, I brought it back though.
So what that means is that God blew it out the gate and then blew it back that way. So God blew the ball this way out the gate and then blew the ball back this way. But that's the power of God. That's the power of God. See, God is going to make sure
Right, 'cause it
that
was
you're
before
rich.
that.
But if you lack trust in God, then you worry. And the worry is to lack trust in God. Enjoy yourself, my love. A lot of spiritual signs coming your way. And look, I'm going to stand outside in the rain. Oh, thank you. Look, everything happens for a divinely inspired reason. And see, God put a blessing, God put a energy, a calling on your life. God put a calling on your life. What are you going to do with that calling? Are you going to walk? See, you have to walk everything that you think and everything that you talk. See, it's a lot of things that I talk. 90% of it I walk. 10% I don't walk. But that's not who I am today. Because every new second is a new opportunity for you to create a new you. So what's going to be different because you walked the earth? What's going to be different because you walked into the room? What's going to be different because you displayed your intellect? See, every person has a gift. Every person has something unique. They did a study at Yale University that there's no such thing as a normal brain. And that every person has their own unique brain structure. So what that means is this: we all have our special, unique way of perceiving reality. So what's going to be different because you trained your mind to perceive reality in a way in which God wants you, not no one else? It's not about how everyone else see reality. It's not about how everyone else think you should live your life. How do you feel within your heart that you should live your life? It's your life. You have to be you for you. The moment you stop being you for you, you start to be the you that the world wants you to be for the world. So are you being you for you, or are you being the you that the world wants you to be to make the world feel comfortable? It's not about making the world feel comfortable. See, God wants you to get uncomfortable. God wants you to feel nervous until you trust. God wants you to feel doubt until you build confidence. But God don't want you to keep going through the doubt. God don't want you to keep going through the nervousness. God don't want you to keep going through the second guessing. See, God is action. The more you move, the more you flow. See, stress is meant to do two things. It's meant to make you embrace it or run from it. It's meant to make you shut down or rise above it and utilize it to amplify your energy and your expression of truth. So are you going to fold or are you going to expand under pressure? Because God is going to put you through pressure. See, life is not for the weak. Life is for the mentally strong. So the next time you say, God, why me? Why me out of all people, God? God is going to say, why not you? Do you know the kind of gifts I put within your mind? Do you know the level of willpower and strength I put within your spirit? Don't second guess yourself. Stop worrying about how the world perceives you. It's not about what you done yesterday. It's not about your flaws. It's not about your mistakes. It's not about you not being the person that society wants you to be. It's about who do you want you to be for the world. See, your life is a sacrifice for the world. Your nervousness, your doubt, your hesitation, your negative thinking, you have to get rid of that. It's not about you at this point. It's about you, but it's about you being the greatest you being the true you, the real you. A lot of people deal with doubt, negative thoughts, negative emotions because they don't understand their true self. And when I say they don't understand their true self, they believe thoughts about reality that isn't always reality. So doubt only comes from when you're attempting to live up to other people's standards. It's when you have the perfectionist mindset. You are perfectly imperfect. Even your imperfections are perfect. And imperfection creates room for even more perfection. So what's going to be different because you spoke? What's going to be different because you utilize your psyche to learn more? Do you study every day? Do you study yourself every day? Do you study your thinking about your thinking every day? Do you study your every thought, your every action, your every movement, your every expression? Do you always express your truth? Do you have hidden emotions about other people? Do you allow other people to be around you and to have hidden emotions about you? Do you come around people that makes you feel uncomfortable? Do you communicate with people that you can't tell whether or not y'all real cool or not? Do you subject yourself to things that makes you feel unsure about yourself? Do you subject yourself to energy that makes you feel uncomfortable? Do you take risks? Do you strive to go out your way to make yourself feel uncomfortable? Do you strive to be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable? Do you fold under pressure? Do you pay attention to the spiritual signs? I'm just a messenger. I got a piece of the puzzle. But guess what? You got a piece of the puzzle that I don't have. So when you gonna make your live video? When you gonna start your YouTube channel? When you gonna create a new perspective of you? When you gonna create a new level of confidence? When you gonna bring a different version of you to the day? When you gonna upgrade your thought process? When you gonna upgrade your confidence? When you gonna upgrade your level of thinking? When you gonna bring a new level of love to the day? And it's not for you to tell me, it's for you to tell yourself. Everything is speaking to you. God is always with you. The more and more you're thankful for everything that you have, the more and more rich and richer and richer you are. You are rich. You're already rich. But you have to know it. Because if God tells you that you have anything that you want, as long as you believe that you can have anything that you want, do you still doubt? Do you still worry? Do you still second guess what you know that God wants you to do? Like God, you know God wants you to trust. You know the devil wants you to worry. But do you worry? See, you can't pray and worry at the same time. A lot of people pray and worry at the same time. If you trust, you trust. If you doubt, you doubt. If you trust, you trust. If you don't, you don't. But do you trust? Do you trust in the process? Or do you have to see it all right now for you to trust in God? Because God tells you that God's heaven and temple is within you. You can't love God until you learn to love yourself. A lot of times people don't trust what's going to take place in the future because they are not generating the energy to pull in the future that they want. If you're not feeling rich, then you doubt your future. But if you feel rich, then you trust in the outcome of your future based upon the electromagnetic energy you're sending out. So, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself. God is going to keep sending you many different signs, and God is trying to teach you how to forgive, how to love. And let me say this. A lot of times we can think that another person is being inconsiderate, and maybe they are. But maybe we're being inconsiderate, maybe we're being selfish by not considering what that person has to go through to be at a lower level than us. So, release the pain within your heart. Step into joy. Step into a higher level of energy. Step into a higher frequency. Step into a new you. Stepping into a new thought process. Pay attention to the signs. Life is speaking to you. Life is speaking to you. It's you speaking to you. Do you trust your higher self? Do you doubt your higher self? Do you trust in what you know? Or do you second guess and question what you already know? God has shown you your power. God has shown you God's ability to make sure things manifest even when you feel like things are going to go left. God has shown you time and time again that it's all happening for a higher reason. It's all happening for a higher reason. So do you trust or do you worry? Because the worry is to lack trust in God. So don't worry. See, it's a human way of thinking, then it's a spiritual way of thinking. The human way of thinking deals with worry. The spiritual elevated way of thinking deals with love, deals with trust. Do you trust in God? Because the more and more you trust in yourself, the more and more you trust in God. The more and more you love yourself, the more and more you love God. It's not about what do you see. What you see right now may not be what manifests 5 days from now. What you see right now may not be what manifests 10 years from now, 3 years from now. Do you trust? Do you trust in the genes that God has provided you? Do you utilize it? Do you take advantage of your ability to creatively create your reality? And your creative ability is your God ability. God has given you the power. God has given you the resources. See, you don't need more than what you have to create what you need to get more. You have enough right in front of you. It's all within your mind. It's all within your spirit. And you just trust it, knowing that it's your time. Every person have their time. You've been sitting back and you've been watching every other person have their season. I'm here to tell you, it's your season. Do you pay attention to the lies? Because what you see right now is not what you're going to see 3, 4 years from now. 2 months.